you know that immersing yourself in local cultures can actually enhance your travel experience and even make you feel happier? Studies show that travelers who engage with locals report greater satisfaction and a deeper understanding of the places they visit. One of the easiest ways to make your travels truly unforgettable is to dive headfirst into the local culture. By doing so, you'll not only gain a deeper understanding of the place you're visiting, but you'll also create lifelong memories that go beyond just snapping photos in front of tourist attractions. And then there's the superficial tourist experience. We've all been there, rushing from one tourist. When you take the time to understand and appreciate the local customs, traditions, and ways of life, you'll find that your travels become so much more meaningful. You'll start to notice the little things that make a place truly special, like the way people greet each other, the types of food they eat, or the festivals they celebrate. Imagine being able to walk through a bustling market in Morocco, not just as a tourist, but as someone who's familiar with the local customs and traditions. You'll be able to haggle with the vendors, try the local delicacies, and even strike up a conversation with the locals in their own language. But despite the many benefits of immersing oneself in local cultures, many travelers still struggle to do so. One of the biggest obstacles is the language barrier. When you don't speak the local language, it can be intimidating to try and communicate with the locals. Another issue is the stereotypes and preconceived notions that we often have about a place or its people. We've all heard the usual warnings about certain countries or cities being dangerous or unfriendly. But more often than not, these stereotypes are just that, stereotypes. Attraction to the next, without really taking the time to soak up the local culture. It's easy to get caught up in the tourist traps, but by doing so, we miss out on the real essence of the place we're visiting. Many travelers also struggle with feeling like an outsider, like they don't belong in the local community. They stick to what's familiar, whether it's hanging out with other tourists or sticking to Western-style restaurants and bars. Some travelers are also put off by the idea of venturing out of their comfort zone. They're not willing to take the risk of trying new foods, drinks, or activities and instead stick to what they know and love. But the truth is, immersing oneself in local cultures requires a certain level of vulnerability and openness. You need to be willing to take risks, try new things, and step outside your comfort zone. Many travelers are also hesitant to engage with locals because they're worried about being scammed or taken advantage of. They're afraid of getting ripped off or getting into trouble with the local authorities. And then there's the fear of looking foolish or making mistakes. We're all afraid of accidentally offending someone or doing something that's considered taboo in the local culture. Despite all these challenges, there are still many travelers who are willing to take the leap and immerse themselves in local cultures. They're the ones who reap the benefits of a more authentic and meaningful travel experience. So, how can you start to discover local cultures like a pro while traveling abroad? The first step is to engage with the locals. Participate in community events, festivals, and gatherings. This is a great way to meet locals and experience their culture firsthand. Learn a few basic phrases in the local language. It doesn't have to be much, just a simple hello, thank you, or where is. This will show the locals that you're making an effort to communicate with them in their own language. Try the local cuisine. Food is a huge part of any culture, and trying the local delicacies is a great way to experience the local way of life. Visit local markets and bazaars. These are great places to find unique souvenirs, try local snacks, and mingle with the locals. Take a cooking class or attend a local workshop. This is a great way to learn new skills, try new foods, and meet other travelers who share your passion for cultural immersion. Stay in locally owned accommodations such as boutique hotels or hostels. These places often have a more local feel to them, and the owners can provide you with insider tips and recommendations. Use public transportation. This is a great way to see the local way of life, meet other commuters, and get a feel for the local rhythm. Take a local guide or tour. This is a great way to get an insider's perspective on the local culture, history, and traditions. Want to make your cultural immersion even smoother? Download my free travel guide packed with expert tips on engaging with locals, finding hidden gems, and making the most of your travel experiences. This guide will help you travel smarter, connect deeper, and explore like a pro. Don't miss out. Grab your copy today. Be open-minded and curious. Don't be afraid to ask questions, try new things, or take risks. Be respectful of the local customs and traditions. Remember that you're a guest in someone else's country, and it's your responsibility to be respectful of their way of life. One of the most transformative experiences I've had while traveling was during a trip to rural Japan. I was staying with a local family, and they invited me to join in on a traditional tea ceremony. At first, I was hesitant, not wanting to make any mistakes or offend anyone, but the family was so warm and welcoming, and they encouraged me to participate. As we sipped our tea and nibbled on the traditional Japanese sweets, I felt a deep sense of connection to the local culture. It was as if I had finally found a way to tap into the local way of life, and it was an incredible feeling. Looking back on that experience, I realized just how important it is to immerse oneself in local cultures while traveling. It's not just about trying new foods or drinks or visiting famous landmarks. It's about connecting with the people, learning about their customs and traditions, and gaining a deeper understanding of the place you're visiting. So, to recap, the key to discovering local cultures like a pro while traveling abroad is to engage with the locals, participate in community events, learn a few basic phrases in the local language, try the local cuisine, visit local markets, take a cooking class, stay in locally owned accommodations, use public transportation, take a local guide or tour, be open-minded and curious, and be respectful of the local customs and traditions. By following these tips, you'll be well on your way to having a more authentic and meaningful travel experience. You'll start to see the world in a new light, and you'll come home with memories that will last a lifetime. Booking a locally owned boutique hotel or a charming hostel to get a true feel of the culture. You'll find hidden gems that offer a more personal experience. Plus, you'll be supporting the local economy. Check out my top hotel recommendations for the best culturally immersive stays. Before you set off on your next adventure, make sure you're covered. Whether it's a medical emergency, lost luggage, or unexpected trip cancellations, having reliable travel insurance is a game changer. I personally recommend Safety Wing Insurance for peace of mind while exploring new destinations. Get covered before you go. Want to make your cultural immersion even smoother? Having the right travel essentials can make all the difference. From language translation devices to locally inspired travel guides, I've curated a list of must-have travel products that I personally use. Check them out. Remember, travel isn't just about visiting new places. It's about truly experiencing them. The most unforgettable moments happen when you step beyond the usual tourist spots, connect with locals, and embrace new cultures. But every great adventure starts with the right preparation. Finding the perfect stay, securing reliable travel insurance, and equipping yourself with the best travel essentials will help you travel smarter, safer, and with more confidence. So take the leap, explore boldly, and let every journey transform you. The world is waiting. Go make it yours. So, have you had any experiences with immersing yourself in local cultures while traveling? Share your stories and tips in the comments below, and don't forget to check out those links in the description for your safety, accommodation, and travel essential. This is Augusta. See you on my next video.